and welcome back to another episode of Inside Outlook. Today I want to talk about cancer, and I don't really want to talk about it, but it's not something I can ignore. Specifically, I want to talk about a memoir called When Breath Becomes Air. It's by a neurosurgeon named Paul Kalanithi, and it's about his stage 4 lung cancer diagnosis when he was only 36 years old. He wasn't a smoker, and the diagnosis was a shock. No one expects to receive a terminal diagnosis. Even people twice Paul's age don't expect it, but you never know what will happen to you, even if you think you're doing everything right for your health. So the foreword to this book is written by one of Paul's friends, but it's not really well written, so don't worry. But the foreword isn't important, so don't worry about it. Just keep reading. Paul had 10 years of training, 4 years of medical school, and 6 years of residency. And he was only 15 months away from completing the required 7-year neurosurgeon residency. Both his parents are doctors, but Paul actually wanted to be a writer, and he was a literature major in college. He later double majored in biology, and he gave some philosophical reason for this, but I'm convinced that he did it under pressure from his parents. His mom was a tiger mom, and doctors are much more financially solvent than literature majors. Paul was an ambitious guy. He said he aspired to be a polymath. He said that neurosurgeons are not only the best surgeons, but the best doctors, and becoming a neuroscientist is the most prestigious path for a neurosurgeon. His dream job as professor of neuroscience at Stanford Medical School was almost in his grasp. Paul was married to Lucy, an internal medicine doctor. They had been having some relationship problems before the cancer diagnosis, but afterward, they became as close as ever. His symptoms before the cancer diagnosis were losing weight and back pain. Now, whenever I hear someone has a cancer diagnosis, I try and deduce what the cause could be, and this is just speculation on my part. Take it with a grain of salt. I think not getting enough sleep can possibly be a cause of cancer. Now, I don't mean that anyone who doesn't get enough sleep is going to get cancer. I'm just saying it increases the odds. And doctors, especially ones in training, don't get enough sleep. And the more ambitious of a doctor you are, the less sleep you will get. Combine that with unhealthy eating. Paul said his standard lunch was a Diet Coke and an ice cream sandwich. This can have a negative synergistic effect, in my opinion. Again, this is just my personal speculation. I'm not condemning Paul or anyone else. I'm just curious and deep down paranoid about cancer. Paul told his wife after the cancer diagnosis that he didn't want to die. Here are some quotes from the memoir. "Terminal illness isn't just life-altering, it is life-shattering. I had done so much and come so close. The future I had been striving for decades evaporated before me." Can you imagine working hard your whole life, making smart decisions, and you are just about to start a new phase of your life where you'll be wealthy, prestigious, comfortable, stimulated, and then it is snatched away from you by some cruel bad luck? Paul said, "Why me?" And then he answered, "Why not me?" My father gave me some important advice. He said, "Life's not fair and you're not special." Now, I don't think he meant that as an insult. He was saying that whatever destiny you have in your head doesn't mean it's going to work out. Doesn't mean, like, you may think, oh, I have this vision of my life and it's going to be great, or it's going to be fulfilling, or I'm going to have accomplishments and I'm going to get this meaning out of my life, but it's not guaranteed. You can be a lazy, mean person, but you live a great life and you die at age 100 feeling fully satisfied. Or you can be a kind, hardworking person, then you get lung cancer at age 36. There's a part of the book where Paul says that science can't answer questions of meaning, and then he somehow jumps from that to being Christian. I don't think it's that black and white. I don't think that your only choices are unfulfilling nihilism of science or organized religion. But that's just my opinion, and I don't want to belabor my point of view in this video. He tries to continue being a neurosurgeon but it's too physically demanding because of his chemo. His dream job of being a professor of neuroscience at Stanford is given to someone else while he's going through all this. Not only is he suffering the physical effects of cancer, but his dreams are being crushed. During the cancer treatment, Paul and Lucy decide to have a child, and their daughter Katie is born 6 months before Paul's death. Finally, he had some new light in his life. The end stage of cancer is the deterioration of the body. The tumors become overwhelming. He vomited and had diarrhea. His kidneys began to fail. His mouth became so dry he couldn't speak or swallow. His serum sodium reached a near fatal level. Part of his soft palate and larynx died from dehydration. At least he had his wife and daughter by his side. Paul only had 22 months from diagnosis until his death. In that time, he crafted this enlightening memoir. The epilogue, written by his wife Lucy, is superb. I think she's actually a better writer than Paul. It's impressive. You find out that she chose the title of the book from witnessing Paul's last breath. This is definitely a must-read book. On an A+ to F scale, I give it an A-. That's all for today's show. If you have any thoughts, disagreements, whatever, let me know in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.